Alright guys, welcome to another episode of The Brian Show. Today we're going to be doing a review on Flash Rebirth. Flash Rebirth was a book that just recently finished up its run, a 6-issue limited series, and it was the reintroducing Barry Allen, the second Flash, the first Flash to wear the cool costume, the Flash of the Silver Age, back to life. Now, Barry Allen had died in, for those of you who don't know, Crisis on Infinite Earths back in the 80s, and DC had said, he's a great character, but no one's going to touch him. Wally West, the former Kid Flash, had taken over being the Flash, and it was done. But as you all know, should know, in Final Crisis, he did come back, and in this book, Flash Rebirth, we take a look at his life as he's trying to get back into the world of the living, I guess, back used to the big, crazy superhero lifestyle. The book was written by Jeff Johns, who is always great at what he does, and the book overall it's amazing. I could say that. I did have a few issues with it, and I'll talk about that. But I'm also going to talk about what makes this book great. Now, my biggest problem with the book was that it started back in June 2009, over the summer, and it was running pretty regularly. And for me, it was cool because I was new to the DC universe. I was looking to get into the Flash, and it was, hey, here's a perfect opportunity. This character I always had a kick-ass costume. I thought it'd just be cool to get into. And sure enough, the book ran, and I was loving it. And it wasn't about till after the third issue that things started getting a little choppy. Issue 4 took about a month longer than it took to put out another Flash book. Issue 5 took something like 2 or 3 other months. Same with issue number 6. And I understand Johns has been busy with Blackest Night, and I'm doing the script for the Flash movie, which I'm excited about. But honestly, I feel when you have fans that are that dedicated and want to see you do something like this, you should have deadlines done. I don't know if this is either John's bad or artist Van Sciver's bad, but honestly, that was one of the things that turned me off the most, is how long I had to wait for the book each issue to come out. It should be monthly, and it was at first. Started in 2009 and ended in late February. It took about four extra months than it should have taken, and I don't like when I have to wait that long, honestly. And maybe I'm being a little picky here, but anyway, the story I was also very, very happy to see. Also, spoiler alert: if you have not read Flash Rebirth, don't watch this. If you have, or if you don't give a shit and you're not gonna read it anyway, then please continue to watch. But it's really cool that the first issue kicks off with this type of mystery type of thing. With the CSI type guys getting killed and all, and you find out, this. I love it. Was it in issue 3, issue 3, the end of issue 3? You find out that the Reverse Flash is our big enemy in this arc, and it was perfect. Honestly, the Reverse Flash type of character that I've read about, and I thought he was so cool. But the thing is, he was dead. I mean, sure, I've seen the Zoom stuff, and that's awesome too. But I wanted to learn more about this original Ebert Thwain Reverse Flash, and I was really, really happy to see him when they revealed he was the big supervillain. And it was all really creative. The way that Johns wrote the Speed Force, how Barry Allen was the one who actually created Speed Force, brilliant. And the Flash the Reverse Flash with his reverse Speed Force is phenomenal. I felt he brought new depth to the character, and it was really cool because I'd seen interviews with Johns where he talks about Barry Allen's this character who had gone over 25 years since he'd been in a comic. Of course, we're not including his little guest spots he had here and there, but I mean, generally, he'd been dead for a long time. He'd skipped the entire, pretty much the Bronze Age. He skipped a big era in comic book development, and it was true. We want to see him brought back as more than just Barry Allen the Saint, the perfect guy, because Batman's a brooding hero, and Superman who is man who does everything, but he has a vulnerable heart, and Barry Allen's kind of looked at this guy who was married and always a straight arrow and never did anything wrong, and so it's cool to see Johns bring him back and to bring depth to the character. I'm excited for when the Flash series reboots coming here in April. Also, an issue I'd had was when I mentioned due dates and whatnot with the book. It was around the later issues, 5 and 6, not so much 5, but 6. The arc is kind of choppy. I don't know if I was the only one who noticed, but the spread where it's Barry's on issue 6, where it's the very last page actually, where it's Barry's return party, and Green Arrow's eating the cake or whatever. I felt that page was I don't know, maybe it was a colorist too, I don't even know, but that page seemed very thrown together. I mean, the art started off gorgeously. I mean, issue 1, issue 2, and issue 3 flawless, and while 4, 5, and 6, more so 4 and 5 were really good too. 6, just maybe it was that one page, and it's just that one page is pretty much lackluster is what I have to say about that. He's a great artist. I want to see consistency in my books. Um, it's really cool. Another issue I'd had was this new Impulse. Now, I'm always a big fan of John's, and I used to say he can never do no wrong, and I can't even say he doesn't do that anymore, because it was just one little thing that I had is, when they reveal the big Flash family and their costumes are replenished by the Speed Force. One, cool to see, awesome to see finally a difference between Wally West Flash and Barry Allen Flash. We've established that, and now there's an obvious difference if you're seeing them, being as they're both going to be the Flash now. But when the whole new Impulse, how Irie, Jay's daughter, became the new Impulse, I kind of have an issue with that. In that I understand, maybe people felt the same way when Bart became Kid Flash. But to me, Bart was Impulse. He is Impulse, and I feel, despite the fact that he's moved on, become Kid Flash, and even the Flash and died and came back, I feel the Impulse persona will always belong to him. I think Impulse, I'm thinking of Bart. And yes, I know Irie has new powers, and you could say, the torch gets passed down with the Flash family. People, Kid Flash becomes Flash, and Impulse becomes Kid Flash. But I really felt that the Impulse costume, Impulse name, despite the fact the costume is done really well and looks well on Irie, is that I don't feel that she should be Impulse. I really think there's Jay's kids, and they're cool, and I like them a lot. I just don't think Irie should be Impulse. Is what it comes down to. But maybe again, that's just me being picky. Maybe some of you don't agree with me with that. And it's awesome because Johns just incorporates everyone. He brings the Justice Society into this. I love issue 3, the little talk that Superman and Barry have when he's running back to the Speed Force. That's awesome. I always love Superman and Flash races, despite the fact we all know, yes, Superman's won, but on a few occasions, but Superman didn't have the Speed Force. Anyhow, the book is great. Do I recommend it? Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good it is? About an 8.5. I can't give it a 10 just because I said the issues I had with it. And maybe, yeah, I'm being picky, but no, overall, it's a great book. You should all look into reading it. It's one of my personal recommends, definitely. Trade paperback, or hardcover rather, it will be coming out soon. And yeah, it's great to see Johns do this with the Flash. I'm looking forward to see more Reverse Flash. I'm looking forward to see more more in the Flash series. I'll be starting in April 14th, I believe, is the release date for Flash #1. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, rate, comment, all that good stuff. Spiderfool93 at YouTube. Alright, bye. Thanks.